This conference will now be recorded.
Today, let us start off with one more new topic, arrays. Let us understand the need of creating arrays. Whenever we declare a variable like int n, how many values we can store in this variable? Only one value, right? How many values we can store? Only one value. Our requirement is to go with 10 values. Then we can declare 10 variables. But if our requirement is 1000 values, then declaring 1000 variables is very difficult and managing 1000 variables is very complex. That is a place where we go for arrays. So you can define an array like an array is a collection of elements. What makes an array? It is a collection of elements of similar data type. An array is what? It is a collection of elements of similar data type. Yeah. Hello, Sindhu. Are you able to hear me? You can even reply through messages. So what makes an array? It's a collection of elements of similar data type and stored in continuous memory locations. And stored in what? Continuous memory locations. What is this continuous memory locations? We'll discuss in the diagram. Then how to declare this arrays is declaration. How to declare is the syntax is we have to go with the data type. We have to mention the data type, the elements which you want to collect, the type of elements which you want to collect. Then square brackets. Whenever you see a pair of square brackets, that indicates one name. That indicates arrays here. Then you can go with the array name, or we can even mention data type, array name, square bracket after array name, or data type, square bracket before array name. So the square bracket can be anywhere. That means after data type or after array name or after, before array name. If we use square bracket before data type, this is an error. It is not allowed. Like example, if you take int array in string names double salaries like this. If you write the code like this, int n of 5. When we write the code like int n of 5, then what is going to happen here? What's going to happen when we write int n of 5?
It creates the memory for 5 numbers.
5 elements, right? It's going to allocate memory where we can store maximum 5 values, right? So very, very important one related to Java. This will go with error in Java. This is what? Error in Java. The reason behind that is, since in Java, arrays are reference data type. Since in Java, arrays comes under what? Reference data type. And in basics, I've given one small note. Let me repeat. That is, memory allocation for reference data type. Memory allocation for reference data type is done during runtime. Using new operator. Since in Java arrays comes under reference type, whenever you want to allocate memory for your arrays, that will happen during runtime using which operator? New operator. That's the reason directly giving size while declaration goes with error in Java. Then how to allocate memory for arrays? So how to allocate memory is memory allocation. How to allocate is we have to say n equal to, if it is already declared, we can say n equal to. If not declared, we can even declare here also int array n equal to. We have to use the keyword new int of. By using new operator, we have to mention the size here. Let me elaborate how the memory gets allocated using a diagram. So let us suppose if we are allocating memory for array like this, int array n equal to new int of 5. In this, 5 is size. What is 5? This is size. Now, so what is going to happen when we give size as 5? It's going to allocate memory where we can store maximum 5 values. It's going to allocate memory where we can store in this array maximum 5 values. Then all these elements are connected to array n. The name of the array here is n. Now, let us suppose the first element address is 100. I'm assuming the first element address is 100. Then what do you think the element of next address here? What is the address of next element? Can you guess?
101.
Not 101. Just think, if you remember the size of your integer data type, you can answer this. What is size of integer? How many bytes?
104.
1/4.
Right, very good. 104. 104. Yes, integer means how much memory for integer? I've given the table,
4
right?
bytes.
4 bytes. So for integer, 4 bytes. Okay. So if you just go through this Java basics part 1, in that I've not part 1, yeah, part 1 only, I've mentioned the data types and their sizes. So in Java, we are having totally 8 primitive data types. What they are? Byte, short, int, char, long, float, double, boolean, like this. So for every data type, it's going to allocate some memory. Based on the data type, it's going to allocate the size. So for integer, it is 4 bytes. So the address of next location will be 104, next one 108, 112, and 116. 4 bytes difference. If array is of type short, 2 byte difference. If array is of type long, 8 byte difference. If array is of type float, 4 byte difference. Depends on the size data type, it's going to allocate memory for us. So this concept only we call continuous memory locations. The major important point is we access array elements using indexes, and the index starts with what? 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Array elements are accessed using indexes, and the index starts with what? 0. So this is the major thing to remember. Means if you write here n of 0 equal to 10, means in n of 0 location, it is going to store a value 10. If you write here n of 1 equal to 20, then 20 will come and store into n of 1 location. Like that, n of 2 equal to 30, n of 3 equal to 40, n of 4 equal to 50. N of 4 equal to what? 50. So what is the point here? Array elements. Whenever you are allocating memory for array, how to allocate memory for arrays? Int array, square bracket symbol indicates arrays, n equal to new int of 5. So whenever you want to allocate memory for arrays, we have to use the keyword new int of 5. 5 means size here. Then we can access array elements using indexes, and the index starts with 0. Means if you write n of 0 equal to 10, 10 will come and store into n of 0. Like that, n of 2 equal to 30, n of 3 equal to 40, n of 4 equal to 50. In this one, this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, we call them as elements or values. This 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we call them as indexes, and the index starts with 0. And these are addresses. We are assuming address starts with what? 100. We are assuming address starts with 100. Since array is of type integer, since for integer it is going to allocate 4 bytes memory, it's going to occupy 4 bytes. That's the reason that the address of next elements will be what? 4 byte difference. That's the meaning of continuous memory locations. So the points to remember is array elements are accessed using indexes and starts from 0. To understand indexes, that completes our arrays. Carrying one more concept here, like array initialization. Array initialization, meaning whenever you declare a variable, and while declaring, if you give some value to the variable, this only we call initialization. Then how to initialize arrays? How to initialize arrays is just you can say int array n equal to, just to take the values enclosed in curly braces separated by comma. So what are the values you want to take? Just to separate by comma the values and enclose it in curly braces. This is the way to initialize arrays in Java. Pairing one more concept here, length member. The use of length member is, it is used to give the size of the array. It's used to give what? Size of the array. Like example, if you write here in SOP size equal to n dot length. What is n here? Array name n dot length. So based on our diagram, size equal to what here? 5. Size equal to 5. Right? So n dot length will take what? The size what we have given here. This one. This n dot length will take the size what we have given while allocating memory. Clear everyone? Any questions?
So, one quick question.
Yeah, yes, please.
So get the length. Usually, instead of getting the length, we can pull up like according to the index, like any specific area value we want to see or anything like um. So so in that case, like we use the index number, right?
Index number we use. For accessing elements, we use index. But how to know how many elements are there in the array?
Oh, so that is length. That's right.
That is
Okay.
it. That is the use of it. For accessing, we use index, but I want to know how many elements are there in the total array. I want to know how many elements we can store maximum. So to know that, we go for this n dot length. Clear?
Yes. So one more quick question. So that is the address that is given, right? In this case, like, why we use addresses?
Why we use addresses? To
Mhm,
store the value, right? Address, whenever we store some value into your memory, there will
mhm.
be some address for your memory. That address I'm mentioning here. But in case of Java, it is not possible to go to address and take the value because pointers are not supported in Java. Whereas in
Right.
the case of C++, we can able to know the addresses. I can go to that memory and even change the value using pointers. But in Java, it is not possible. Only to
Okay.
elaborate the meaning of continuous memory locations, I've taken this example as address starts with 100. Just example here. But I
Okay.
cannot go to that address and managing data is
Okay.
not possible in Java.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Clear. Thanks.
Let us go with some example programs. Write a program to create an array of given size. We'll give the size during runtime and display the to create an integer array. Let us go with integer array of given size and display the elements of the array. Just creating and displaying. Let us go with the program array create.java. Open Eclipse. And Sindhu, you are new today. Whatever the recording I have sent it to you, please go through that. Please go through that. And tomorrow you can able to understand easily. From tomorrow again we start from object oriented, that you can understand very easily. And if you are having some background of Java like basics, you can understand today's class also very easily. So just pull out some time and please go through the previous class recordings. Clear, Sindhu? Right.
Can you explain one more time arrays? Do I miss anything? I am
Yeah,
little bit
I'm going to
late
recap
joined.
everything. Maximum I have elaborated in the diagram only. Okay, arrays are mainly used to collect the elements, right? Whenever you want to collect elements, we use arrays. Okay, and some of the points, arrays are mainly for what? To collect elements of similar data type. What are the elements we are collecting should be of same type and stored in continuous memory locations. Hope you got this information, continuous memory locations, right, Sarita?
Yes.
Then how to declare is, we mention the data type square bracket. So the square bracket can be anywhere after data type or after array name or before array name. But if you use square bracket before data type, it's an error. Then when you are allocating memory, if you declare like this size, if you give size without new operator, it's an error in Java because arrays comes under reference type. Since arrays are reference type, we have to allocate memory during runtime using new operator. Then how to allocate memory? Like this, int array n equal to new int of 5. So that's the diagram I was explaining. From here you are present. Okay, Sarita.
Okay, sir. Fixed length
Right?
array is the.
Yeah, arrays are fixed. Arrays are fixed size. We have to give size compulsory for arrays. Correct. I'll be elaborating once again in the program all the words. So let us go with an example code. So right click on project ends in new class array create with main method. Now, so whenever you want to accept some input from user, you create object of scanner class. Scanner is equal to new scanner. Scanner is a predefined class in Java, and we have to connect to keyboard. System.in means keyboard, as we are going to read input from keyboard. Since scanner is a class belongs to java.util package, above the class we have to write import java.util.scanner. So more about what is import, what is package, everything I'll discuss once again once we start with object oriented. So day after tomorrow only. From tomorrow we start with object oriented. In day after tomorrow's class we'll be learning what is package, what is import, everything we'll be understanding from beginning. Yeah. Now go with the size, accept the size, enter array size. Whenever we want to display messages in Java, we use system.out.println and the message should go in double quotes. Then accept the size here. By using object of scanner, call the method nextInt. Now allocate memory for array. Int array n equal to new int of size. If we give size as 5, it's going to allocate memory for 5 elements. If we give size as 10, it's going to allocate memory for 10 elements. Now display the message to the user. Enter size values. Enter size values. If the size is 5, how the message will come? Enter 5 values. If size is 10, it displays the message enter 10 values. Now, how to access array elements using indexes? And the index starts with what? 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So it's a sequence. So to manage the sequence, we make use of what? For loop. So for int I equal to 0 because index starts with 0, I less than n dot length. What n dot length will give? The size. Then I plus plus. Now right here, n of I equal to s dot next. So this is the piece of code we write to store the values into array. Let me explain this for loop now. For int I equal to 0, because index starts with 0, I less than n dot length I plus plus. We are writing here n of I equal to s dot next length. So based on the diagram, what is the value of this n dot length here? 5. N dot length is what here? 5. First I is what? 0. 0 less than 5, yes. Then comes to the statement n of I means n of 0 equal to s dot next end. So the first value what we accept, that will come and store into n of 0 location. Now the control will go to I plus plus. I will become what now? 1. 1 less than 5, yes. Condition 1 less than 5, yes. Now comes to the statement n of I means n of 1 now. N of 1 equal to s dot next end. The second value will come and store into n of 1 location. Again I plus plus 2. 2 less than 5, yes. Again n of I means n of 2. Like that, n of 3, n of 4. After 4, I plus plus 5. 5 less than 5, condition is false, comes out of loop. So this is the piece of code we write to store the values into array. Got it everyone? The for loop? No. Once we store the values into array, what do we want to do? We want to display the elements back. So to display again, same for loop only. To store the values into array for loop only, to get the values from array also for loop. So let us go with the message. Given array elements for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, I plus plus. We'll write here in SOP n of I. So see, when you run the code, it will ask for size first. We'll go with 5. Enter any 5 values. Going to display the elements back to us. So this for loop is to store the values. This for loop is to get the values. Clear everyone? Any questions?
Could you go back to the previous slide?
Yes. This one?
And yeah, so the loop. Can you please re-explain that?
See here. So clear with the point, array elements are accessed using indexes,
That is completely fine.
right? Then how the indexes are here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a
That is
sequence.
right.
So to
Right.
manage sequence, what we use? For loop, right?
Right.
Then what is the value of n dot length here based on the diagram? 5, right? Based on this diagram, size is what? 5.
5.
First, initially, what is the value of I? 0.
0.
0 less than 5 is the condition true?
That is right.
Right. Then comes to the statement. N of I means what is the value of I? Initially 0. So
0.
it writes here n of 0 equal to s dot next end. Means the first value what we type, that will come and store into which index? This 0 index. Got it?
So that's pulling up 10.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I plus plus. I will become now 1. 1 less than 5, yes. Again comes here. So what is the value of I now? N of
2.
1 now. N of
1. That's right.
N of 1 equal to s dot next end means the second value will come and store into
Second
n
value,
of,
right.
right? N of 2, n of 3, n of 4. After 4,
Okay, got it.
I will become 5. 5 less than 5 false comes out. Got it?
Got it. Got it. Thanks.
Similar way, while printing the value of array elements also same for loop. So while storing also for loop only, while printing also for loop only. Now, whatever the for loop we are using here, this for loop we call it as traditional for. Traditional means old. In Java, one more for loop got added called as enhanced for loop. Enhanced for loop, even we call it as for each loop. and this one got added in Java 5 version. How to use this enhanced for loop is same. Let us go with the message. Given array elements using for each. And how to use the same keyword for only. Keyword is same for. What is the data type of array here? What is the data type of array? Integer. So we should write here integer. If array is of type string, then we should write here string. If array is of type double, then we should write here double. So this data type is array data type. So if array is of type integer, then we should write here integer. Then some variable name colon array name. That's it. Very simple syntax. No need to check for length. No need to increment the index. So very small syntax for data type of array. Some variable name colon array name. Then what is going to happen? It's going to pull out one element from this array n and stores into x just to print the value of x here. That's it. Now see, when we run last part size, I'm going with 6. Enter any 6 values. It's going to print 2 times. First one with a traditional for, second one with enhanced for. Clear everyone? Now, let us go with one more example. Write a program to find sum of given array elements. So the task of this program is, the meaning of this program is, we should add up these all values. We should add these all values. 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50. That's the task here. Then the logic, already we know the sum logic. What is the logic of sum? I said take a variable sum as 0 initially, and whatever the value we are accepting from user, take that value. In our example, n of I, add it to previous sum and put the result back into sum. What is the logic of all sum programs? Whatever the value we are accepting, take it, add it to sum, put the result back again into sum, and initial value of sum should be 0. Right? Let us go with the program. Array sum with main method. Import scanner. Create object of scanner. Allocate memory for array. Int array n equal to new int of. I'm directly going with the size as 5. Now take a variable sum as 0. Now take a for loop to store the values into array. So before that, display the message. Enter 5 values. We'll say for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, I plus plus. Then we'll say n of I equal to s dot next int. What are the value we are accepting into n of I? What's the formula for sum? Take the value n of I, add it to sum, put the result back again into sum here.
Sum.
That's it. Once the loop is completed, print the value of sum here. Sum equal to the value of sum. Now, if you observe this program, can you see any error in the program?
Yes.
Yes, on
Right?
line number 10.
Line number 10. Very good. Line number 10. So why we are getting error?
For loop, we did not add the braces. I mean,
Very good. We
two,
did not give braces. Yeah. So if there is no
lines.
curly brace, what is going to happen? It takes only one statement. Only this is your for loop. And since we have declared I variable inside for loop, we can use this I variable only within the for loop. So if I want to use this I variable outside for loop, means this sum equal to sum plus n of I is also a part of for loop. How to make it a part? By using curly braces. Simply by using what? Curly braces. Once we accept the value into n of I, immediately we should add it to sum. Once all 5 numbers are added, once we come out of for loop, we print the value of sum here. See, when we run, if we go with any 5 values, sum value is what here? 150. Let us go with one more example. Write a program to search an element in the given array. I want to search an element in the given array. Array search. Now let us understand what is a task first of all. Let us understand this task. If you take an array, n with indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let us suppose the elements are 5, 8, 6, 4, 7. In this array, do you have an element 6 here? In this array, do you have an element 6? Yes, right? So we have to go with the message font. In this array, do you have an element 9?
No.
No. So it should display what message? Not font. That's the task here. So checking whether an element is present in the array or not, that is a task here. That's the meaning of search operation. So the logic for this one is, the element whichever you want to search, will store it into a key variable. So let us take k as 6 here. Now initially we consider the element whichever you want to search is not present in the array. We initially consider the element whichever you want to search is not present in the array. Then we'll take a boolean variable and we'll make is found as false initially. Make is found as false. Now what we need to do? We need to compare this key value with each and every element of array. So how to compare? Like this. For int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, a plus plus. Then start comparing here. If the value of key equal to n of I, so what is the value of key here? 6. What's the value of key here? 6. And initial value of is found is false. Then initially I is what? 0. Comes here. 0 less than 5, yes. Then comes to the if condition. 6 equal to n of 0? No. Control goes to I plus plus, I will become no 1. 1 less than 5, yes. Comes here. 6 equal to n of 1? No. Again I plus plus 2. 2 less than 5, yes. 6 equal to n of 2 now? Yes. Now the condition is true. So when the condition is true, when this condition true means it indicates the element is present in array, then immediately we'll make is found as what? True here. True indicates the element is present. Once the element is found in the array, we don't want to compare with the remaining elements, then we come out of loop using break. By using break, we come out of loop. Once we come out of loop, we check here. If the value of is found has become true, then we'll display the message found. If you take the element as 9, the initial value of is found is false, starts here. I equal to 0, 0 less than 5, yes, comes here. 9 equal to n of 0, no. Again control goes to I plus plus, I will become 1. 1 less than 5, yes, comes here. 9 equal to n of 1, no. Again I plus plus, 9 equal to n of 2, no. N of 3, no. N of 4, no. After 4, I plus plus 5, 5 less than 5, false. Comes out of for loop. Once it comes out of for loop, what's the value of is found? As it is false. So this condition will not be true now. Then comes to else part and will display the message not found. Will display the message part here not found. Right? Got it, everyone? Just to compare key value with each and every element of array. If it is present, we make is found as true. Else we make is found as false here.
Quick question.
Right. Afish, any questions?
Yes, I have a quick question. So, when you gave the value, key value was 6, right? Where was the element, index number 2? So in that case, like, when we in the loop, and where we have that if condition, if we really want to continue from index 2 to 4, for that situation, if we don't put break, what's going to be the situation? And if
No
we really
problem.
want to
No
check it,
problem. Yes. Unnecessarily the loop will repeat. Unnecessarily the
okay.
loop will get executed, but the result will be same. You won't get any
So,
problem with the result.
okay.
So even
So
you are
is it
using break or not using break, no problem.
okay? So is it necessary to check it, or it is not necessary to check it?
So always suggested to go with break. For example, if you are having 1000 elements and I
Mhm,
found the element in second index only,
mhm.
unnecessarily you will be repeating. The loop will get repeated, remaining something around 98 times like that, right?
That is right, but in the other sense, like if you wanna find out that, like, is there any second element with the same number or same value,
Right. Then that
for
logic
testing
will differ.
purpose?
In that case, we have to compare it with the total array. But in
Totally.
this
Okay.
example, I want to just check whether it is present or not. So I
Okay.
don't want to compare. So in your case is like I want to know how many that element is repeated how many times. In that case,
Right.
you have to compare each and every element. In that case, I
Okay.
cannot use break over there.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
So let us go with the code. Array search. Import scanner. Create object of scanner. Connect to keyboard. Now allocate memory for array. Int array n equal to new int of 5. Then store the values into array. Enter 5 values. We'll say for int I equal to 0, I less than n dot length, I plus plus. N of I equal to s dot next int. So this will create the array with values. So the array is ready with values. Now ask for the element which you want to search. So go with the message, enter value to search. And we'll store that value into a variable key. Now what we have to do, we have to check whether this key is present in the array or not. So for that, what we have to do, we have to compare key value with each and every element of array. So take a for loop here. For before that, we have to take one boolean variable is found as false initially, and take a for loop which starts from 0, then I less than n dot length, and I plus plus. Start comparing. If the value of key equal to n of I, the value of key is present in your array, immediately we'll make is found as true and we come out of loop using break. Once we come out of loop, we have to check if the value of is found has become true, then we'll display the message to the user found. Else, we'll display the message to the user not found. The element is present in the array, the value of is found will become true, else it will remain as it is false. Then we display the message not found. The same thing what I have explained in the diagram I have coded here. Clear everyone? Right? Now, let us convert this program in the form of methods. So what is the advantage of method? I said reusability. So what we have to do, just to take this logic out, then create a method like search, and in that method you put the logic. Just to take the logic out and put that logic inside the method. Now call the method here. In if condition also you can call the method. So what is the name of the method? Search. And to the search method, what I have to pass? Array name and the key which you want to search. So to the search method, I have to pass the array what you have created and the element which you want to search. So search method takes 2 arguments. So pass the arguments here. Int array n, and second one is an integer. So this array n value will come and store into this array n, key will come and store into key. Then you are start comparing here. Once the for loop is completed, just return is found value. If the element, if this key is present in the array, the value of isPoint will become what? True. Then what you are going to return? True. So if you are returning true here, then we display the message found. If the key is not present in the array, the value of isPoint will remain false. Then what you are going to return? You are returning isPoint means it returns false. Then it displays message not found. Then, so by seeing this piece of code, what is the return type of search method? What is the return type of search?
Int.
No. What type of data you are returning?
Boolean. Boolean.
Boolean, right? That is Boolean. What data type you are returning? isPoint. isPoint is what type of variable? Boolean. So the return type of search method is Boolean. Then, and yesterday only I mentioned the point. In a static method, if you call any method directly, then this method also should be static. More about static keyword, I'll discuss it after tomorrow. Then, now when I go with methods, we can even reduce the code also. Yeah, any questions, Pati?
No.
Right. Yeah. Any question, Afiz?
No, I'm fine. I
Right.
was talking in like while you asked the question about like return type, I was talking in mute. But anyway,
Okay.
I got that. Thank you.
Right. Good. So just recap. So writing the code in the form of methods, initially it will be confusion, but if you practice more examples, what are the assignments I'm giving, try to do with methods, then the concept of methods will be very simple for you. Now, one more advantage of going for method is we can even reduce the code also. How to reduce is you need not take this Boolean variable. If the element is present in the array, what I should return? True. So simply write here instead of this piece of code, what you should return? True. Once we come out of for loop, and if you are not returning true, indicates the element is not present in array, then what you can return? False. That's it. The code also will become small when we go with methods. Please recap it. Now, when I run, go with any 5 values. If I ask for 6, it will go with message found. Run the code again. If you take any 5 values, to search for name, it will say not found. Now, one small note, like I've already mentioned, if you take an array and if you are giving size, goes with error, and if you are allocating memory for array using new operator, but not giving size also error. Okay, so whenever we use new operator, we have to mention the size. If you mention size as 50, that means we can store maximum 50 elements only. We cannot decrease or we cannot increase size. Means arrays are fixed sizes. So the main drawback of arrays is fixed size. But in reality, we cannot go for fixed sizes. That's the place where what we use collections. So collections are more important for us, which we discuss later. In Code Java only we'll discuss collections, and that is very important topic for us. Okay. Let me go with the assignment. Write a program to find biggest, second biggest, smallest, and second smallest from the given array. Means if you take an array with values 5, 8, 6, 4, 7, then the output should be big equal to 8, second big equal to 7, small equal to 4, second small equal to 5. This should be the output here. Okay, so try to do this one, and tomorrow we'll be entering into the new topic, and anyone can understand from tomorrow very easy one, where we are going to start off with the major topic of our Code Java, object oriented programming. That will take totally 5 classes for us to complete. So don't miss any single class of object oriented, because that will be the base for remaining days of Java. Okay, right. So thank you all, and see you tomorrow with object oriented. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Sir, can you explain tomorrow vector?
Which
In
one?
interviews, they are asking the arrays and vector more.
Vectors comes under collections part. Don't worry now.
Okay.
Okay, and nowadays people are not using vector at all. Okay, I'll discuss however. So when I discuss collections now, please remind me about vector, because in my case I won't discuss vector, but please remind, I'll explain. But for that you should have a background of multi-threading concept also to understand the difference. Okay, right? Yeah. Thank you all.